Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're tackling something probably quite familiar to you, daily news headlines.
Mhm.
We're looking at insights from the Speak Smart podcast, specifically their ideas on using the news to, boost your English speaking.
Right. It's quite a clever angle, actually.
Our mission here is basically to pull out those actionable strategies for you so you can use your news habit not just for information, but, well, to actively improve your English.
And do it in a way that fits right into your day. No extra huge time commitment.
Exactly. Making that news reading time work double duty, you could say.
Yeah. And what's great about this Speak Smart approach, with Chloe the coach and David the learner, is that it leverages something many of us do anyway.
Right, checking the headlines.
Exactly. So we're just kind of extracting their best techniques to help you supercharge that habit for language learning.
Okay, let's get into it then. Why is news, something so everyday, actually such a good tool for practicing English? I mean, it feels like it should be, but what are the real benefits?
Well, think about news itself. It's always changing, right? It's fresh.
Mm.
So the language you're seeing, the vocabulary, the phrases, it's all very current. It's what people are using right now in English conversations.
Okay, so it's immediately relevant.
Hugely relevant.
That makes sense. It's not like learning old textbook phrases. And it seems really practical too, doesn't it? If you want to talk to people in English, being able to chat about what's happening in the world gives you an instant way in.
That's a key point. News gives you those ready-made conversation starters. And, like Speak Smart points out, checking the news is already a habit for loads of people.
Right.
So you're not starting from scratch trying to build a new learning routine. You're just uh, tweaking an existing one. It makes it feel less daunting.
I like that idea, layering the language practice onto something you're already doing. And something else from Speak Smart that stood out was the sheer variety.
Oh, definitely.
It's not just politics, is it? You've got sports, tech, entertainment, science, whatever you're into.
Which means you can focus on topics you actually find interesting. And that makes a huge difference in staying motivated and not feeling, totally overwhelmed by stuff you don't care about or understand yet.
Yeah, that engagement factor's got to be important. If you like the topic, you're more likely to want to understand it and talk about it.
Precisely. It avoids that feeling of drudgery.
Okay, so we see why news works. Now, the important part. How do you actually use it day to day for speaking practice? Speak Smart had a pretty clear routine, right?
Oh, yes. They laid out a nice, manageable four-step process. Step one is basically pick a short news article, spend maybe 5 minutes on this.
Okay, just choosing one. And they suggested sources.
It did. The big names like BBC, CNN, Reuters, good for general news, but also really helpfully learner-focused ones like News and Levels or the Daily News Report.
Oh, that's useful. So options depending on your current level.
Exactly. Step two is read it out loud, maybe for about 3 minutes.
I'll, uh,
And this might sound simple, but it's really good for your pronunciation, getting the rhythm of English, and just building confidence in making the sounds.
Yeah, actually saying the words.
Mm-hmm. And Chloe's advice was great. Don't obsess about getting every word perfect at this stage. Just focus on the act of speaking.
Makes sense. Keeping a mouth moving. So, step 3.
Step three is where you really start engaging. Summarize it in your own words. Aim for about 5 minutes on this.
Okay. So not just reading, but processing.
Right. You have to understand it well enough to explain it. This really helps build fluency, forcing you to use your own vocabulary and find ways to express the main points.
Like explaining it to someone else.
Exactly. David from Speak Smart suggested thinking of it like telling a friend about the story makes it feel more natural, less like a test.
I like that. And the final step.
Step four, which is really valuable for deeper thinking, is share your opinion. Again, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, so what do you think about it?
Yes. Do you agree? Disagree? Why is it important? Is it surprising? This pushes you beyond just repeating facts into actually using the language to express your own thoughts and ideas.
That's where the real communication practice comes in, I suppose.
Definitely. It encourages critical thinking.
And didn't David share his own little trick, too? Something about recording himself.
Oh, yeah, that was a great tip.
Yeah.
He mentioned he records himself speaking and then listens back.
Self-correction.
Exactly. To hear where he can improve, notice pronunciation issues, or maybe where he hesitated. It's a really powerful self-assessment tool.
That's very practical. Okay, so to make this even clearer, they used an example, didn't they? What was the headline?
Yeah, a nice simple one. New AI tool helps doctors diagnose diseases faster.
Okay, AI and health. Very current.
So David first reads that headline aloud. Just gets the sound of it out there.
Hmm.
Then his summary was something like, A new artificial intelligence tool has been developed that can help doctors find diseases more quickly and accurately.
Right. So he rephrased it slightly, used his own words.
Exactly. Shows he understood the core message, and then came his opinion.
What did he think?
He said something like, I think this is a really good use of technology. It can save lives and reduce mistakes, but I also think doctors should always double-check the results. Machines aren't perfect.
Oh, interesting. So positive, but with a caveat, a bit of nuance.
Yeah, which is great. It shows he's thinking critically about it, not just giving a simple yes or no.
And the point was that this whole little exercise, based on just one headline, becomes a solid piece of speaking practice using real-world English.
Precisely. Turns passive reading into active speaking.
Now, what about people who are, really short on time? 15 minutes even might feel like a stretch some days.
Yeah, they covered that too. They suggested a condensed 15-minute routine.
And okay, the express version.
Pretty much. Minutes 1 to 2,
Mm,
just pick one short story, maybe only the headline and the first paragraph.
good choice.
Then minutes 3 to 5, read just that bit out loud, nice and clear. Then, minutes 6 to 10, close the article, put it away, and try to summarize what you just read in your own words out loud.
Right, testing recall and formulation.
And finally, minutes 11 to 15. Share your opinion out loud. They even suggested using simple starters like I think, or in my opinion,
Mhm.
or it could be helpful because,
Hmm.
just to get you going.
That sounds really doable, 15 minutes.
And a key piece of advice for this shorter version was don't get stuck on vocabulary. Maybe look up one or two really key words if you absolutely have to, but the main goal is speaking, not perfect comprehension of every single word.
Keep the focus on talking. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So where can people find these kinds of easy news articles in English? Did Speak Smart list specific places?
They did, yeah. A really helpful list, actually, catering to different levels.
Good. Like what?
Newsandlevels.com, got to mention.
Yep.
That's great because it offers the same story at 3 different difficulty levels. Simple vocabulary, simpler grammar for level 1, getting progressively harder.
Oh, that's brilliant for learners.
Definitely. Also, BBC Learning English and VOA Learning English, they often have short videos or audio based on news, sometimes with transcripts, often spoken a bit more slowly.
Okay, good multimedia options too.
Hmm. And they mentioned the data that's a paid one aimed more at teens, but it includes discussion questions, which could be useful prompts for the opinion part.
Ah, built-in prompts. Clever.
And David also just suggested using regular news apps like Google News and filtering by topics you like.
Right, personalize it.
And even things like YouTube News Shorts, those little 60-second summaries. They could be great for shadowing practice, just repeating what you hear.
Lots of options then to find something accessible.
Yeah, the idea is to find sources that aren't too overwhelming so you can build confidence and stick with it.
And finally, they threw in some bonus tips, right, for actually talking about the news more naturally.
Yes, some really practical language tools, like using specific opinion phrases. I believe this is, or from my perspective, or this might be a big change because...
Okay, having those phrases ready to go.
Exactly. And using connectors to link your ideas. Firstly. Secondly, however, or
Right.
on the other hand, or as a result, it just helps your speaking flow better, makes it sound more organized.
Makes it smoother, less choppy.
Mm-hmm. And also using common news discussion phrases like, according to the report, or the article states that, or this issue has gained a lot of attention.
Ah, language specific to talking about news adds a bit of polish.
It does.
Yeah.
And David made a really good point about self-talk, too.
Just talking to yourself.
Yeah, even if you don't have a conversation partner handy, just using a news story as a topic to talk to yourself about in English is still incredibly valuable practice. Low pressure, high repetition.
That's a great point. Removes the need for finding someone else all the time. So wrapping this all up, it seems like using news isn't just about getting information.
Not at all. It's this really dynamic way to keep your English active, build your vocabulary, improve your fluency, boost your confidence.
And stay informed about the world at the same time. It's quite integrated.
Totally. And as Cloney stressed, news is a natural conversation starter. Getting comfortable talking about current events makes it so much easier to connect with other English speakers.
Gives you something relevant to talk about.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's the challenge for you, echoing Speak Smart. Today, just pick one news headline. One.
Mm-hmm.
Read it out loud. Try summarizing it in your own words. And then say what you think about it out loud. Just give it 10 or 15 minutes.
It's definitely achievable.
You really can fit that in.
And maybe think about this. How could regularly doing this really engaging with news stories in English. Not just polish your language, but also maybe deepen your understanding of different viewpoints of how complex things are globally.
Hmm. That's a good thought to end on. It's more than just language practice. It's potentially broadening your perspective, too.
It really could be a small habit with potentially big rewards.